Hi everyone, for this tutorial we are going to be making this cute little palm size no-sew possum. He's a quick make, he's super cute, and he sells well at market. So for this you're going to need some polyfill, and then I use the Sweet Snuggles Light. So I've got white, pink, and dark gray. And then you're going to have a needle, scissors. I use an 8mm hook, and if you have looser tension than I do, then you can go down to a 7 or even a 6.5 when working with this size of yarn. And then since I use an 8mm hook, I go ahead and I use the 12mm safety eyes. If you use a smaller hook and have tighter stitches, then you can go down to a 10mm. But I wouldn't recommend smaller than 10. But I think these eyes look just perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, for our first row, we are going to make a magic circle. And we are going to put 4 single crochets in it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, if you've never worked with the Sweet Snuggles Light, it has a tendency to fray or get stuck. So you got to be careful when pulling this. I'm going to go ahead and cut it because we will have a color change. I'm going to slowly cut this, but it's getting stuck right here. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to pull on it. And just kind of fidget it through. There we go. Okay, so I've got 4. Now I'm doing a color change. So I'm going to release my hook and I'm going to take out the loop. And I'm going to put my hook back into both of those loops. I'm going to tie my second color on. That just gives it a cleaner look if you haven't done a color change before. And then I'm going to bring in my white. So I'm just going to tie these together. And there goes that Sweet Snuggles again, just fraying. So I like to have long tails when I'm tying these. Get it close to the edge there. And then for the second row, we are going to do, go ahead, get my white in there. Okay, now I'm ready for that color change. We're going to do single, increase, and we're just doing single crochets until we get to the tail. No, the ears, but there's not much there. So 1, and then we're going to do an increase in the next one. And then 1, increase. Okay, at this point you can pop out the nose. Okay, for row 3, we're going to do that same thing again, except we're going to do it 3 times. We're going to do single increase all the way around. So 1, increase, 1, increase, 1, increase. So you have a total of 9 stitches. And for row 4, we're going to do single, single increase, and we're going to do that 3 times. 1,
2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, increase, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, increase, 3, 4.
It's a total of 12 stitches. So you can see the nose starting to form here. Okay, row 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Row 5 is going to be single, 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 increase.
So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. with an increase, and we're going to do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, increase. And 1, 2, 3, increase.
For a total of 15. And then row 6, we're going to do 4 single crochets and an increase, and we're going to do that 3 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, increase. And 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, with an increase.
Okay, so this last increase, we are doing a color change. So I don't pull my loop through. I just have my 2 loops. I don't finish it all the way. So I'm going to cut what I need to go ahead and tie it. I'm done with the white. And now I'm bringing in my dark gray. I'm going to go ahead and tie those together. Okay, so for row 7, let me go ahead and pull that through to start the first stitch of the row. Row 7, we're going to do 6 single crochets. 5 and 6. Okay, so now we're going to make the first ear. What you want to do here is you want to separate, we're only going to go through the front loop, not both of them. So I'm only picking up the front loop, and I'm going to do a single crochet, and then in the front loop only, I'm going to do a half double crochet, and then 1 more single crochet all in that front loop. And then I'm going to go back to the regular stitching. I'm going to do 4 single crochets. 3 and 4. Now we are ready for the second ear. So we're going to go in front loop only. I'm going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet, all in front loop only. And then I go back and I do 6 single crochets to finish out row 7. Okay, so at this point it kind of looks like a cat, or the start of, yeah, he looks like a possum, a triangle possum. So now we are going to do row 8. We're going to do 8, I'm sorry, not 8. We're going to do 6 single crochets to start row 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're back to that ear. So pull the ear forward, and we're going to do the back loop. So I'm picking up that back loop, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that back loop. And then I'm going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now same thing with this ear. Push the ear forward. We're going to go in that back loop only, which is white, and we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do 6 single crochets. 5 and 6. Okay, so at this point, we can go ahead and put the eyes on. So like I said, I used the 12mm eyes. And I just line them up with my ears. And I'm going to go 2 white rows from the ear. And then I line it up with this ear. Okay, so they should be 3 stitches apart. I'm going to go ahead and put my backs of my safety eyes on. Okay, now he looks cute. Okay, row 9. So for row 9, we're going to do 16 stitches, and then we're going to do a bobble stitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
16. Okay, so for a bobble stitch, we're going to make 4 rows. There's 1. We're going to go around and go through the first 2 loops. That's 2. Pull 1 up, go through the next 2. That's 3. And then go through those 2, which is 4. So I have 4 stitches. I'm going to pull through, which makes my bobble. And that's going to be my first leg. I'm going to do 2 stitches. I'm sorry, 1 more stitch finishes off that round. So that is round 9. To do round 10, we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do another bobble, and then we're going to do 16 single crochets. So there's 1, and we're going to do another bobble stitch. And that's going to have 4 stitches on that bobble. Okay, so I should have 5 loops on here when I pull in my last one. Okay, then I've got my second leg on there. And then it's going to be 16 to complete that row.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16.
So that should have been row 10. Okay, so for row 11, we're just going to do 18 single crochets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so now for row 12, we are going to do 17 single crochets and then a bobble stitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
And now that bobble. And we're going to do the same just as the other ones. We're going to put 4 stitches on that bobble. Make sure it's popped out there. For row 13, I believe we're on row 13, I'm going to do 2 single crochets and then a bobble stitch, and then we're going to do 15 single crochets. One, 2, and then a bobble, and that's going to have 4 stitches on that bobble, and then 15 single crochets.
1, 14, 15.
Okay, so for row 14, we're going to do another 18 single crochets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, so now we're going to start closing. So if you want to go ahead and take a little bit of your polyfill, we're going to go ahead and stuff it in his nose. Just make sure we form that nose to a nice point. Okay, so for the next row, we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet and a decrease, and we're going to do that 6 times. So 1, and then decrease, and then 2, decrease, 3, decrease, 4, decrease, 5, decrease, and last one, 6, decrease. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and stuff the rest of our possum. And I like to stuff them pretty well. Okay, and our last row of gray is going to be 6 decreases. So there's 1 decrease, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And since this is our last one and we're doing a color change, I'm not pulling my yarn through. I'm just going to go ahead and cut how much I need to tie it off to my next color. And we are going to finish off with the pink again, because we are going to make the tail. So I'm tying on the pink. I'm stuffing in those little ends. And I always start with my pink pulled through my gray to start it off. And now we're going to do 6 chain stitch. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 on my chain. Now I'm going to go back and starting from my second chain from hook, I'm going to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to do 5 slip stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to finish it off by pulling it through a loop, and I'm going to cut enough to sew, and I'm going to finish it off there. Okay, and your Sweet Snuggles will fray if that's what you're using. That is totally normal. Okay, now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to thread it. I'm going to start, make sure this is stuffed in there. I'm going to start not in this stitch where my last stitch was made, but right over, and I'm only picking up the top layers of the loop. So I'm going to go through those first 2. I'm going to pull them through. I'm going to pick up the next 2 top stitches, pull that through. then do the next 2 top stitches. And then I'm going to pull tight. And then I'm going to take my tail, I'm going to pull it up towards the top of the body, and underneath it I'm going to go under a couple of the stitches, catch my loop, pull tight. I'm going to do that 3 times in the same spot so I can knot it off. And then I'm going to go into the body, pull it all the way through the head, make sure it's secure, and then I'm going to cut my thread, defuzz my little possum, have his little tail, and there you go, one possum. Okay, so if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know if I have other little things, but if you enjoyed this, let me know and I might come up with some more little cute ideas. So until next time.